decided to name the game Emote, just playing with the idea that we wanted a name that was fun to say, sounded fun, sounded inviting, and at the same time emote, just part of emotion.
I mean, this is kind of generic. I mean, like, we got our main character, the school bus. I think what's missing greatly is the initial storyline so that they can make sense of their environment.
And I think the cutscenes will be used for that.
Exactly.
And that's part of what we're researching too, is that going to add agency to
Look, the game design process is incredibly challenging.
Because we're going to do an end cutscene, I think, we agreed on.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of just...
Game design is both an art and a science, right? And that you, the designer, have to make aesthetic decisions and mechanical decisions that are going to have a huge impact on how your game functions and how people play it and understand it.
I think your initial idea about like giving it a dreamlike quality works because
I like that idea.
Yeah, they felt it that, I mean, at least Jess felt it that it was like a magical world where there are rainforests and wells in a museum.
Right.
So we can add like a dreamlike quality, at least in the narrative.
How people identify with characters in games, and how the experience of a character in a game is both something you control, but also something the designer controls, which then has a reciprocal impact on you. That is something that no other medium can provide.
So that character creation is really great, the avatar creation.
The VGH1 group, for example, is working through the notion of projective identity.
It's important to establish this relationship because the players are going to be PTSD patients and they have a severe lack of trust.
Does having that presence there, the presence, does that add agency in the gameplay?
I also decided that post-traumatic stress disorder might be something that might be interesting to help research on and try to see if a game could be created that might help anyone who's gone through some kind of post-traumatic stress.
I think research is critical to any kind of game design that we think is going to have an influence beyond just the pleasure of play.
I really like how we came up with different ways that you can apply the story, the narrative into it.
We were also saying...
The fact is that kids don't like to sit there and read a bunch of text.
Yeah. Well,
That's the fact. They don't. They like to hear something. It's more of...
No, but we could
I think it should start off with, and much like the same format that you're talking about where it's just images and then words and then you kind of pan to the next scene, like you pan to the next image.
So I think the random comments might be a good interactive tool just to make the player feel like he's communicating with this guy. But I think we can, like Julian said, we can set up that relationship in the cutscenes so that element's there, but it's not an obvious gameplay factor.
Exactly. And even Darnell...
Wait, but here's what I think. I think we should start off where they're at the museum. I think that's a good starting point. I think we try to start off in their bedroom.
The game's not in the bedroom. It's just an initial scene.
Okay.
Really, like, it's not really necessary to have a cutscene because you can kind of have... Because you're still going to have player interaction where, you walk up to someone and a text box comes up. I think that's enough.